I'm here with Robert and Trish Robertson, and today we're talking about how God can turn bad days into something special, and even we can have joy in the midst of bad days because God is in control. Walked with you guys for a number of years, and I know about 10 years ago, you guys have had a bad day. Tell us a little bit about that.
November the 15th, 2010. I was headed on my way home from work.
Just a regular day.
Regular day, about 5:30, 5:45 in the afternoon, drizzling rain a little bit. Down 42, coming through Turnertown, when a guy decided he wanted to pass a car coming over a hill. Hit me head on.
Wow.
I don't remember the impact. I just remember seeing headlights, and then
that was it.
That was it. Took him 45 minutes to get me out of my truck.
Wow.
And from that point on, we've been through a lot of stuff since then.
Yeah. Now let's focus on you just for a minute. How many surgeries have you had since then? Do you have a number?
I had 2 hip replacements, arm surgery at 2 different times. And just recently I had both knees replaced, which was
a result
of the accident that happened 10
So you're
years
the bionic man.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I've got a lot of new parts.
Yeah, I got you. And so, I mean, obviously I know, but maybe people watch it. Lucky to be alive? Blessed to
Very
be alive?
much so. Yeah, I mean, there was nothing left of the truck. If you saw pictures of the truck, you would think, how'd you make it? Totally blessed.
Yeah.
It wasn't my day. God knew he had other reasons for me to be here. So.
Yeah, still had a purpose for
That's
you.
right.
Yeah. Now, in the midst of that, Trish, that day was kind of a special day for you. What was going on with you?
It was. Robert didn't know this at the time, but we were in the middle of a marriage crisis. And a lot of that was due to we didn't communicate very well before the accident. And so I had actually let a lot of things build up, some resentment and anger, and felt like I was being forced to make a decision. So I went to work that day, and I was an emotional basket case. And I told my boss, I need to go home and pack my bags because I'm leaving my husband today.
Wow.
And she knew me. I mean, I worked there for several years. Knew our situation, you know, and so she said, before you do something stupid, just please go home and think about this. Just go home. Don't even let him know you're there, and just, you know, spend some time with God. Just do what you need to do. So I did. I left and I went home, and I packed my bag. My suitcase was on
bags are packed.
Bags
They're
are packed.
Ready to go.
It is on the bed, and I actually. I'm not an emotional person. I don't like to cry. I couldn't stop crying. So I thought I would take some medication to help me cry. I mean, to help me stop crying and help me I just wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to think about anything anymore. I just wanted to go to sleep. So I took this medication, and I literally knelt down on the side of the bed with my suitcase there. And I prayed, God, if it is meant for me to stay with him, I need a sign.
Wow.
Yeah, I wish it had been that sign.
There was a different side. Yeah. We don't always like how the prayers get answered, but
exactly.
Yeah. So how much longer before you got the call?
About 6:37 is when I got the call. The phone rang, and it was my neighbor, and she was like, Trish, have you heard from Trey and Cody? Because my son Trey was with her son. And I was like, no, and she hung up on me. That's all she said. So I was like freaking out. I didn't know what was happening, and so I was thinking something had happened with Trey and Cody. And the next thing I knew, my phone rang again, and it said Robert. And so I was ready to tell Robert that something was wrong with Trey and Cody. And when I answered the phone, it was this strange voice, and it was Officer. I can't remember his name. It was Highway Patrolman, and he's like, is this Trish? And I said, yes. And he said, I need to inform you that your husband's been in a head-on collision.
Wow.
And so at that time, I was thinking, oh my gosh, my son, something's wrong with him, and now my husband's in this head-on collision. I mean, and
bad day.
It was a bad
day. Today.
It was a bad day.
But wow, fast forward, so that's almost 10 years. This is the 10-year anniversary.
November will be 10 years.
You guys, a day that changed everything.
Yep.
And not knowing then how any good could come out of any of that, right? Marriage, physical. But let's fast forward 10 years, because he's the way maker that we sang about this morning, and he can do what only he can do. So 10 years later, tell me what's changed.
Oh gosh.
The start marriage.
My marriage is stronger today than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Stronger. I mean, I have a wonderful wife, beautiful family.
Same this wife.
The same wife.
Oh, yeah,
Same wife. Okay.
Same wife.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's just, and there's lots of other things that's happened since then.
Sure.
But it's stronger today, and I can look back now, just like she said earlier, and thank God for November the 15th, 2010. And that was hard to say at one time.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing because of how strong we've become now. There's no doubt this is what we're supposed to be doing.
That's amazing.
This is where we're supposed to be.
And Trish, you even said November 15th, 2010 is the day of, you call it the day of blessing.
Yeah, it was. And it's crazy because people will say, you know, whenever I would say something about my husband was in a head-on collision in 2010, they'll go, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh no, don't apologize because it was the best day. And they're like, what? And I'm like, all the blessings.
You don't realize it in the middle of it.
But now, like all of the things, there are so many stories, so many miracles, so many lives that were changed because of November 15th, 2010.
Wow. So I don't know what you're facing, something that heavy or something, whatever it may be. Just know that God is able to take that worst day and turn it into something that is amazing. You guys have how many kids?
4 boys.
4 boys.
4 beautiful daughter-in-laws.
4 daughter-in-laws. How many grands?
6 with one on the way.
One on the way. So number 7.
Yep.
You guys both in this journey too. How much weight have you lost combined? Do y'all know?
I lost 150 pounds.
150 pounds.
I've lost 94.
94 pounds, starting a new business. Wow, just God has done incredible things in 10 years. And I applaud you walking with that story. And it just, again, shows the power of God to take a bad day and turn it into something that changes your life for good.